Hello students. Today let's start the chapter number 13, that is India over the ages. Let's see what does this chapter means. The history of India is divided into three periods, that is the ancient period, the medieval period and the modern period. During each of these periods, India had different inhabitants and different rulers too. Some of them came from different parts of the world and settled in India. Let us study about each period in briefly. Ancient period. The ancient period saw the rise of the Indus Valley civilization, the coming of the Indo-Aryans and the rise of the empires in India. This period was marked by the use of iron. The Iron Age of India. The ancient period in India began with the first great civilization, that is, the Indus Valley civilization. After the decline of this civilization began the Vedic period. During this period, a new group of people came to India from Central Asia during 1500 BC. They were called the Indo-Aryans and they spoke Sanskrit language. The Indo-Aryans learned the use of iron and began making tools. We can learn about the Indo-Aryans from the four Vedas and the epics like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Rise of Empire. During the Vedic period, 16 kingdoms existed in India. These were small tribes or Mahajanpads with a leader called Rajan. The names of some Mahajanpads were Gandhara, Kosala, Anga, Avanti, Vaji, Kashi and Magadha. Magadha emerged as the most powerful Mahajanpad. The Mauryan Empire was one of the most powerful empires to rule over Magadha. It was founded by Chandragupta Maurya and is regarded as the first empire of India. The Mauryan king Ashoka the Great was one of the greatest Indian kings and the empire reached its zenith under his rule. He adopted a policy of non-violence. The Ashokan rocks and the pillar edicts are the main source of information of the Mauryan period. The Gupta Empire. Gupta Empire was another great empire of ancient India. The Gupta rule is also known as the Golden Age of India because the immense developments made during this period in the field of science, medicine, literature, language and astronomy. Some of the historical monuments built during the ancient period are the Khajuraho Temple, the Ajanta and Ellora caves, Sachi Stupa, etc. The next period comes is the medieval period. Medieval period in Indian history began with the arrival of Turks who invaded India and established some of the longest kingdoms in Indian history. The Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal Empire are the two major kingdoms of this period. 5 powerful dynasties that ruled Delhi are together referred to as Delhi Sultanate. These dynasties include Mamluk dynasty, the Khilji dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, the Sayyid dynasty and the Lodi dynasty. The Mughal Empire was established by Babur, who came to India from Central Asia. Some of the notable rulers of the Mughal period were Akbar, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. The Mughals were known for their love for the art and architecture. Some of the famous monuments built during the Mughal period are the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, the Shalimar Gardens, the Jama Masjid and the Buland Darwaza. In the south, the Vijayanagar Empire was the most powerful. Krishnadev Raya was the most remarkable ruler of this empire. Several monuments near Hampi Karnataka were built during the Vijayanagar Empire and serves as the important source of information about the empire. The last period that comes is the modern period. The modern period was marked by the coming of the British to India. The British began their journey in India as a small trading company known as the East India Company, which eventually took control of the country. The British ruled in India for 200 years. Admirable leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and many others fought hard to get India its independence from the British. The British built many historical monuments in India. Some of them are the Victoria Memorial, the Gateway of India, the Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, and the monuments that surrounds the Lions Delhi like the India Gate and the Rashtrapati Bhavan.